All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back to the channel. So we are going to talk about Edmond Tarverdyan because he lost his prize student, Edmond Shahbazyan, today, or yesterday, whatever it is. And that's Ronda Rousey's. Ronda Rousey was his manager also. So he's gone. He's leaving. And it's an important story because this is like actually a human tale. Like no one in the world has taken more shit than Edmond Tarverdyan. And, you know, it's one of those things where, like, if you're like, I don't know, if you see the world through the eyes of people, right? Like if it's like you kind of like, you don't just see events, you see the people, and then, you know, you kind of on autopilot go, I wonder what that felt like. Oh, I wonder what that felt like. I wonder what that felt like. And if you've done that with Edmond Tarverdyan and then tried to imagine what that guy's roller coaster life has been like, I can tell you right now that losing Shahbazyan, this is a big deal, dude. Like, this is a big deal, but I do think it's the best thing for Shahbazyan. And not because Tarverdyan's a bad coach. I mean, you know, I don't know anything about, like, I don't know if he's a bad coach. I have no idea. I know that Ronda Rousey was beating everyone with arm bars, and when she started facing strikers, she got knocked out, and he was an exceptional striker. That's something that people don't know, by the way. Edmond Tarverdyan, if you've never seen it, if I remember, I'll put it in, because I've done videos about this before. But Google Edmond Tarverdyan fight, and then watch the fight where he's in a ring. There's one where he's in like a ring with like a white I think it's a white canvas, and it's indoors. Ronda Rousey's in the corner. Bro, I watched that. I was like, dude, people have been acting like this guy's like a total fraud. Like, everyone always acted like Tarverdyan was just like a stone fraud. Like, they're just like, this guy he's got a murky past as it relates to fighting. And it's like, dude, watch that fight. Tell me he's got a murky stand-up game, dude. He's a killer on his feet. Like a legit, like not like pretty good, like super solid, dude. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. Like, as it relates to this, you know, he was in the limelight with what was the biggest star in the sport, aside from Conor. I don't even know. Yeah, I mean, she was a star before Conor was, and he was her coach, and he was always standing right next to her, Edmond Tarverdyan, always. You know, it wasn't until kind of later in the game when she lost. It's like the reason why this story is really interesting to me is like there's this like this thing, right? Like this thing that everyone knows is there, and it looks like a sickness. And it looks like a sickness of people who are fucking pathetic, dude. Like, and I don't know how else to call it, but it's that like desire that people have to watch people who are on top fall. Like, it's like they yearn for it, dude. It's like when Britney Spears was going through her shit, and like when she shaved her head, I was watching, and I was young then, dude. And I remember watching that, just like, dude, these people if she kills herself, which is, I mean, anyone would understand why she did. These people will mourn her. Like, these fucking parasite vulture pieces of shit that are just eating this up. They're like, look at her, oh my God, chase her around, get her, look at how fucking crazy she is. She's nuts, man. She's losing it. And then she would die, and they go, oh, Brittany. And you're like, I don't know. Like, I'm not wired like these people. Like, I look at them and I'm like, you are, it's anybody who ever jumps on a feeding frenzy, hating on a person who's like doing well, when they start to slip, I mean, listen, there are exceptions to that, of course. Like, if you're watching Conor McGregor as an example, and then you see him, you know, punch an old man in a bar after doing a bunch of like stuff that just either clashes with your culture or is just bad form, that's just clear, black and white. He's being a bad person. That's different. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that at all. I'm talking about like Britney Spears. She's a singer and a dancer. Like, what? You don't know anything about her life, dude. You know nothing about it. You see her start to fall, and everyone's like, yes, look at her. She's pathetic now. Finally, she gets her comeuppance. I'm sitting here acting like I don't understand where this comes from. I do. I understand exactly where it comes from. And it doesn't, like, you want to know why people who are, you ever think that Tony Robbins would do a thing like that? Like, you ever think that, like, Dana White does a thing like that? You ever think that, like, I don't know, fill in the blank with someone who's clearly winning at life would do that? They don't. It's because where that comes from inside a person who is, like, angry about their own life and envious. And so when they find a target for that, they're like, yes. So like when Edmond Tarverdyan, when, like, you know, Ronda Rousey's mom came out and was like, I hate that guy. He's a terrible coach. I can't stand him. She was winning before she was with him, and she was winning in spite of him, which could completely be true. You know, like she was winning by judo and armbar, obviously, right? She beat, you know, the Brazilian chick by knockout, which is probably a bad thing going into the Holly Holm fight, but it's nonetheless. But like Tarverdyan, he might have deserved a lot of shit that he took as a coach. For sure. Like all the people, as a matter of fact, I mean, I would say just based on the statistics, he probably deserved it because all the people that would come to him would start losing, you know? Like, I mean, it's just the proof is in the pudding, man. You go to Trevor Whitman, what happens? You know, you go to Tarverdyan, what happens? Right? So like the data's there. I'm not saying he's a good coach. What I'm saying is like, but there's something different about that though. The way that the public like went after him when Ronda lost, like documentaries about, and I've watched all of them, of course, dude. I've watched all of them because it's interesting, but it's like, it is this symptom of like this, I don't know, like gang bully shit that people do. And it's not just the internet, because dude, Britney Spears, when that shit was going on, that wasn't like heavy fucking social media time yet. I don't know. But if you put yourself in Edmond Tarverdyan's position, right? Like he might have been a big ego prick that you're like, fuck that guy. As a matter of fact, it sounds like that's exactly what it was. He wouldn't even talk to Ronda when she came in. Like, I don't know if you guys have heard that story. He like literally wouldn't talk to her. She was already a fucking judo champion, you know, multiple times over. And he was just like, who's this bitch? And so she, you know, if we really want to get into the weeds, her dad passed away when she was young. So, you know, chasing like the approval of a person and a father figure, which a coach is not a huge surprise, you know? And if the rumors are true, you might, you know, like if she might have, you know, whatever with the big guy, maybe that too. But nonetheless, she's got a big guy now. That's a big fucking guy. But anyway, like, you know, so like I'm not like just saying that he's like awesome. I'm not saying he was awesome. I'm not saying he didn't even deserve a bunch of the shit that he took. I mean, he probably did deserve a lot of it, actually, you know. But then at the same time, like for me, I can at the same time know he did a lot of shit to deserve it, and at the same time go, but what's that like for him? You know, like what was that like for him? To go from like, I'm Ronda Rousey's coach, like I've, you know, tiger by the tail, world by the balls, greatest female fighter ever, I'm her coach. You know, what that would do is build your ego into fucking outer space, you know? And if he's a guy that wouldn't talk to her when she started and then he went to that, I'm sure he was a huge ego fucking prick. And then to go from that to then becoming like a meme of shit coaching in martial arts would have been fucking devastating. Like hard to even wrap your brain around, emotionally devastating. Because he would tie his entire identity to this other thing. Like if it's natural, that's what would happen. If you've never gone through any real hardship, I've talked about this a million times. Like, you know, I know had I gotten rich and famous when I was 28, I would have been a fucking nightmare. I would have been a nightmare. I would have been an absolute nightmare. And, you know, I had to win and then lose, you know, and like lose big. And so I went through it where like I lost everything. Like I lost everything and like people are, this is fucking hilarious, dude. People are always like, oh, look at this guy and his ego. And I'm like, bitch, you don't even know what a fucking ego is. Okay. You don't like, if you think I have like an enormous ego, then I really would have been a fucking prick before, because I am a fucking fraction of what I would have been if I would have gotten, you know, rich and famous when I like these guys, you know, when I was their age. But anyway, like, but like for Tarverdyan, just like his entire identity is tied up in this thing that he is. And then that's taken away. And then not only is he not that, he can't even hang on to like, oh, I'm an MMA. Like he's like, no, you're the guy who's a fucking joke, dude. You're that guy. You're the joke. You're the butt of jokes. Oh, wait, weren't you Ronda Rousey's coach? Like because of the level of fame that he had standing next to her, that's the level of fame that it went wrong for him. And so when he got Shahbazyan, right? And Shahbazyan is his pupil. And Shahbazyan is fucking ripping through everyone. Just like tearing them apart, dude. Every single, like I know kind of right when Shahbazyan hit the scene, He lost 3 in a row, and so people are like, whatever. But you don't understand what level of prospect that guy, if you're not really like kind of following closely, then you don't understand how promising a prospect he was, dude. He was like, I'm serious. As a matter of fact, I will tell you right now, as soon as this video is over, you should fucking go and watch Shahbazyan's early stuff. Like, dude, he was walking through everyone in the first round and like violently, dude. Like, not like, not like weak guys. I'm talking like violently, like brutalizing guys in the first round. We were like, Jesus. And he's like 20 years old. And and then the first time when he was in a main event, which ended up being the fight that he lost, the first fight that he lost, I was watching Edmond Tarverdyan, and I could just, like, I don't know, man, like, I can see it, like I could see it. And like, he had everything riding on Shahbazyan. Like I don't know how else to explain it. Like, he had fucking everything riding on Shahbazyan. It was going to be his redemption story. Like, if Shahbazyan can win and become champion, then it's the fuck you to everybody. Like, this thing that's been like suffocating me, dude. Like just crushing me, where I'm embarrassed to even be around in the fucking MMA community. The only place that I actually have any kind of community, I'm fucking embarrassed to be around. This is my, like, I'm holding on to an anchor that's getting fucking raised up to a boat that I used to be on. But this is my only shot. This anchor has to make it up or I'm fucking drowning. And I could see it, dude. Like, I could see it. And I was rooting for Shahbazyan for that reason. I was rooting for him for that reason. I think, like, I don't know. I feel like people have a drastic misunderstanding of what my like makeup is, because when I see a person, no matter what they did, who's like broken like that, like who really has gotten fucking broken by people, I root for them, dude. And not because of like any other thing than just like, it's the worst feeling on earth. There's nothing worse than that. And I'm not a psycho little fucking sadist, Like, I root for people to win. The only people I root for to lose are little fucking hateful sadists that deserve it. Or you're like, dude, you put nothing but negativity out. You're like, you are a fucking human radiation, like, emitter of just shit. Garbage. You bring nothing to anyone other than negativity. Your mom is concerned about you because you're fucking not doing anything with your life. You talk shit to her when she calls you and she's like, hun, are you doing it? God, fuck. Jesus. So she's more concerned and you don't fucking care. You just are oblivious to it because you just take her for granted. And then you get online and you find someone you fucking hate and you're like, oh my God, fucking Edmond, did you guys see this? Fuck this guy. Fuck him. It's just like, I mean, I don't know, dude. If they just stopped saying fuck you to people, I would root for them to get their shit together too. But, person like Edmond, I was rooting for him, dude. And so when Shahbazyan started losing, after that first loss, and then when I watched the next fight of his, I looked and I saw this weight on Tarverdyan, like where I could just tell, I could see the dynamic between them. And I was like, this is not good, dude. This is not good. Because I know Shahbazyan could feel what Tarverdyan had riding on this, like he could feel, I could see that he knew it and Tarverdyan couldn't hide it. And it's like, you can't fight with pressure like that on you, dude. I mean, I guess some people might be able to, but like not a kid that's 21. It's not a good dynamic to win. Like, it's just not. And so now he's losing and, he's finding somewhere else to fight. And I think that's going to be good for his career. And I think it's going to be absolutely fucking devastating to Edmond Tarverdyan. And listen, like, if you got to this point of the video and you go, good, fuck him, then you're who I'm talking about. You're exactly who I'm talking about. I'm not saying you need to like him, but if that makes you feel good, thinking about Edmond Tarverdyan being emotionally devastated, then you're exactly who I'm talking about. And it's like, yeah, I've like, all the empathy I have for regular folks is just gone for people like you. None. I'm a nasty fucker with people like that if I decide to be. They're disgusting. They're fucking reprehensible. Shitbags. Garbage. Doesn't mean they can't become better people. But in that state, and what's funny is if they ever actually have something good happen in their life, it'll change. And they'll look back and they'll just be like, damn, what the fuck was wrong with me? It's like you were externalizing how you felt. You were vomiting fucking shit at people that you were jealous of, obviously. Like, or not jealous of, but just like you found a collective target because they find each other, dude. And then it's like, I don't know. I mean, I watched the shit and I fucking piled it on Fabia, but that's because Fabia fucking deserved it. Like I could see exactly what he was doing. And I was teasing him, dude. You know, like I've said this a million times. Like I fucked with Fabia. I certainly fucked Fabia. And he had the exact same thing as Tarverdyan. But the way I did it, like the only time I would ever really go hard on him is if he did something straight up fucking reprehensible, like call into a podcast and tell fucking Diego Sanchez all his deep, dark secrets fucking one day after Diego was like, I think I'm going to go another way. I fucking lit his ass up for that because that shit, you earn it. He's fucking like, you know, there being a video of you knocking out your kid, you know? But all the other stuff was like, oh, I could fit him in a fucking Coke can. Like I'm joking. It's jokes. It's different than what I'm talking about. But anyway, I hope Tarverdyan is, I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't recommend like any, you know, professional MMA fighter use him as a coach, but like, I hope, I don't know. I don't really know what to root for, but I'm sure that he is not in a good place now. Shahbazyan is going to Extreme Couture. That's a good fucking camp. He's going to do real well there. And I'm rooting for him. Anyway, because I root for everybody at Extreme Couture, dude. Because that's Eric's fucking team, dog. Anyway, that's what I got. If I'm trying to get a hold of you, if you're unclear that I'm trying to get a hold of you, I told you what I was going to do 24 hours ago. I was like, if you haven't emailed me in 24 hours, I'm going to do X. I have to go do something right now. And then I'm coming back tonight. Bottom line, I'm going to do it if you don't email me. Like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. Don't turn me into the bad guy, dude. I'm asking you to email me, okay? This is an easy thing to avoid. Email me. We need a relationship where we talk to each other. Otherwise, I could just shut your project off. I mean, I could just shut it off. That's not what I'm trying to do. Just want to talk to you. But if you won't talk to me, I'm going to shut it off. Sorry, dude. Don't say I didn't fucking warn you. Anyway, love you guys. Peace.